Good afternoon, Galaxycon. How we doing? All right, welcome to day three here at Galaxycon Austin. How many of this is your first day here with us? Your first day. How many of you have been here all 3 days? Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We have a very fun Q&A for you today. And yes, we have a microphone right there so you guys can ask some questions too. However, please be aware that our guests cannot talk about future projects, cannot talk about any recent movies, but we can talk about a whole lot more. So you guys ready to have some fun? Yeah! So with no further ado, please help me welcome at this time. You've known him for 32 years as the voice of Mario. Please help me welcome Mr. Charles Martinet!
Hello, me, Mario. Woohoo! Get on board. And we need to do it. And then, Coco. And Mario, have our rock and roll. Yahoo! Oh, wait, I forgot. Mommy said always say something nice. There, I said it and I meant it. What about Luigi? Hello, Mr. Eyeball. Hello!
Hello, welcome to Austin.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Have you, this is my first time in Austin. Have you been here?
I have been in Austin before. It's a great city. Although there's a pipe that's going through the stream bed right between the hotel and here, and there's like this ancient Roman gigantic limestone rocks, and I'm like, what in the world could that be? It looks like Roman ruins right here in Austin.
Now I know food is a big thing for you in your life.
Yes.
Austin is known for its food. Have you been able to partake at all?
No, I tend to do, because we're exhausted flying around, we tend to do Uber Eats or something like that, and we had yesterday we had horrific sushi. We call it mediocre sushi because that's what it. But when it arrives and the cold part is hot and the hot part is cold, it's kind of like very unusual. Cooked sushi on the bottom and rare. I don't know. It's just, but we haven't yet, but we will.
We will. So one more.
I got one more chance today.
One more chance. You are always, whenever I see your name on my schedule, it literally brings me a smile on my face because you are just so positive. In your message always, I always feel like a better person because of it. How do you find that energy?
I go through each character in the morning. I wake up as Wario. After I spill my coffee a few times, I'm more Waluigi. And then I'm trepidatious to going into the day like Luigi. And then by the time I'm actually in it, I'm realizing life is pretty good, like Mario. Woohoo! I have to say, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world. In 32 years, I've gotten to do what I love to do most, which is do, Mario's voice and Luigi's and all these character voices. Doing 165 games. It's just been an absolute joy and the love of my life. And I wish that for everybody because I'm so grateful to the Comic-Cons for bringing me here, to Nintendo for giving me the opportunity to play these wonderful characters, and most of all, grateful to you because your love of the games, your enjoyment for what we do, is what gives each of us a chance to be a celebrity, if you will, but also to travel about and to hear your kind stories of, I'm the voice of your childhood. I'm so grateful for that. And I wish that everybody could experience that every day in their lives. That you actually have so much more impact in the world than you think you do. It's amazing. Most people don't ever get to hear it, The electrician who makes sure that every morning your toaster goes on, you get the toast for your kids and off to school, that they don't get to hear that, but I hope that you, in some way, you do, because I think gratitude for what you do, who you are, is really important. And everything that stems, I think, really, from having a relationship with yourself. And that's what I really wish for you, is love yourself as much as you love the person that you love most in the world, because that should be you. That's what you deserve, that relationship with yourself is this absolute treasure, but you have to learn how to treat yourself the way you treat the person you love the most in the world. And that means shutting down that horrific negative voice that we all have going, oh, you're stupid, yeah, oh, that was idiotic, oh, that was, you're terrible, you know, or the ego that says, oh, you're the best and nobody else can, you know, all that ego noise just gets in the way of the beautiful truth and beauty and goodness that we are inside. So that's what I wish for everybody, is to get a sense of real love and relationship with yourself. Because I think really when you're seeking happiness in life, you can't help but find it. But there's a lot inside of us that kind of prevents us from just going ahead and accepting that, to feeling that we don't deserve, feeling that we don't, you know, I'm not good enough, all these negative thoughts of our little ego. But the truth is, we are. We are all magnificent human beings, and we all deserve all the love in the world. So that's what I wish for everyone, is all the love in the world.
Absolutely. See what I mean? See why I'm so happy to be up here? That you mentioned it earlier, 165 titles.
Yes, I think so.
And you have, it's literally a Guinness World Record.
Yes, I think so. It was a record at 100.
Yeah.
And since then there have been a few more. I didn't even know Guinness still existed, but I went to their headquarters in London. Fantastic people, amazing office, wonderful videography, just really great people.
That's great. Do they have a trophy? Is it a plaque?
Yes, they had a trophy, and they put my photo, they had this little exhibit, and they put my photo, they propped it up with the world's oldest dinosaur poop, what is it, a fossil in history. So I was held up by dinosaur poop.
I mean, you've had an amazing career, but it wasn't necessarily your goal. You actually studied law first, right?
Yes, I was going to be a lawyer or a psychologist, and then I decided I was going to be a political theorist, because when I went to this UC Berkeley, and I had the best professor in the world, you know, the study of the nature of man. And it's like your political being is based upon what you believe in as human beings, you know, like from the liberal perspective, it might be a little bit more that you are optimistic about life and the future, and liberal, you know, from the Latin liberate to free, you know, that you might be more of a free thinker, or as a conservative might be more of, you know, more Hobbesian, you know, that without laws and government, life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, you know. Not me, I'm tall, but like, you know. But you know, so I thought, this is the most fascinating stuff I've ever done. I decided I'm going to write a thesis, I'm going to go to graduate school, this is my professor. I went back after my summer vacation, and I couldn't get into a single one of his classes. So I did what most mature people did, I quit. And a friend of mine said, why don't you come and take an acting class? For me, I said, Les, there is no way I could ever stand in front of people. I'm far too shy. I couldn't, well, we'll have lunch every day. I could come. And so I went to have lunch, and I said, I don't really have to do monologues. Oh, no, you don't have to do monologues. Don't worry. But you should learn it anyway. You know, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like an evil actor. You know? And you know, and all of a sudden, you know, we're doing this first monologue, and I, you know, we're going through each person, and I start doing my, you know, evaporate, disappear, and I tried to evaporate and disappear, but he goes, well, Charles, you're up. And I went up, and I tell you, I got on that stage. I'm the most shy person I've ever met. I get on that stage, and I'm like, oh, and I get up there, you know, and it's one of those, you know, schooner events. My name is Joe. I died a terrible death in the fire at the warehouse, blah, blah. You know, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm saying, but my right knee is shaking like this, so I put my weight on it, and my left knee is shaking like this, so I put my weight in the middle, and then they're both shaking like this, and I don't know, somehow I got to the end of the monologue, and I didn't die. I thought for sure I was gonna, you know, and you know, I survived, and people went, oh wow, how is it possible you're the only person that wasn't nervous? What? So that taught me that I could start maybe doing this some more, because it was seductive enough, and I went and I auditioned for the school play, and I was like, Oberon in Midsummer Night's Dream. And I thought, this is perfect for me. I was born for this part. And I went and we auditioned, you know, everybody watches everybody else audition in college, you know, and I called Les up. I said, Les, I think I got it. I watched everybody audition. I was the best. Oh, there lies Titania sometime with that. I'm really sure I got it. Really goes, well, Charles, don't count your chickens before they hatch. No, but I was really good. I go back to, the casting board the next day. Oberon, not you. Okay, must be one of the young lovers. Not you. Maybe the guy that does the dome, not you. Maybe I get to change the sets. Nothing. Which is why I urge everyone to fail. Because when your mom tells you your whole life, oh honey, you can do anything, and then you fail, that's when you like the passion. And so that's what happened to me. It's like, oh, I don't fail. I can do anything, and I'm going to do this. And that's what I did. I became an actor. So there you go. Please don't fail. It's what we're taught, you're never supposed to do is fail. But the more you can practice failing, the more you can just accept that, hey, that's life, It's like acting. People will tell you, it's suffering for your art. Well, I always say, I suffered for my art, now it's your turn. But, but it's like, it's like you get rejection, but it's not really personal. You're just bringing what you bring to the party, and if they like it, great. If not, then you don't. But you still had fun during the audition, because the acting itself, kind of like life itself, is like a dog chasing a ball on the beach. All of us are taught to sort of like, okay, if I'm gonna get the ball on the beach, I should trot like this, because my owner might like me to stand with an arched back when I trot up like that, right? And so you're outside of your being while you're watching yourself perform it. Like dating, like love, like so many things in life. But once you become the dog chasing the ball on the beach, and that's what you're doing, then you do it perfectly. And that's what acting is learning as much as you can and then letting it go and go chase the ball on the beach. Just be in that moment. Like everything in life, be in that moment. And that's what I learned how to do, and that's what playing Mario is for me, is being in the moment, being silly and fantastic and having fun. And so I am now, you might have seen the news, I'm a Mario ambassador. I don't know what that is yet. I'm not retired, as it were, as I don't know how, but I'm an ambassador. And as we step forward into the future, we'll all learn what exactly that is. But in the meantime, I'll be ambassadoring I'm always an ambassador of Nintendo and Mario at all of these events, because I just cherish every moment of it. And I hope that, your love of the game continues and grows the way mine does. So thank you so much. Let's ask a couple of questions. Go ahead. Ask me, but don't ask me about the ambassadorship or every time, because I don't know anything about it. And don't ask me about the movie, because I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me what happens.
So how do you go from being an actor, a stage actor, into the world of video games and Mario?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I started acting 48 years ago almost. And,
it's weird because you're only 39.
I know, that's right, see? It's that new math, I love it. I was doing theater, and I was, one of the highest paid actors in the Bay Area, making $240 a week. And living in somebody's basement, one of the benefactor's basements, and I went, I'm not having fun doing this anymore, when you have like 9 people living in a 1-bedroom apartment, and it's like, what? Okay, should we go eat? Yeah. Can we afford it? No. Okay, So, I tried business, which was great, because that was an epic failure. I think I had a nervous breakdown on the freeway, late to go to this appointment to sell business leases, which were supposed to be the cheapest and fastest and most available, which took about 9 years to get one person back. Couldn't make a sale. I was like freaking out. So failure was great. And then a guy calls me and goes, hey, you want to audition for a corporate video? Sure. Well, what's a corporate video? It's a video that's corporate. Oh, what do I do? Act. Okay. And so then I started doing corporate videos. Those paid more in a day than you made in a week, and I got 600 of those. And then one day I had one of these commercial shoots where it's like an MOS without sound, no sound, where I'm playing, the guy in front of the barn with his wife, American Gothic. And I'm standing like this, and they're lighting it for like 9 hours. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drive down to San Jose to do it, and I'm sitting there like leaning on my pitchfork, and the guy, okay, cut, that's a wrap. Hey, by the way, you do voiceover? Sure. And now I am a bit of an idiot savant, and I mean that in a nice way. I don't think I ever knew that there were actually voice actors doing things. You know what I mean? It's like Fred Flintstone was very real to me. Yabba-dabba-doo, you know? It's like that's what that person was. I can see him right there. I can hear him right there. And you know, he goes, so he goes, yeah, and I'm just wait. He goes, well, here's the script. And I go, Fortune Supply Hardware. The right item at the right price. Right now. Well, here's another $250. I'm a voice actor! I discovered my future. More money, less time, you know? No 3 o'clock in the morning. And that was a heyday, because I did 1,000 commercials and corporate videos, you know, NASA and all these things. So it's like, oh, it's all acting and cutting your teeth and learning new things, learning to fail, learning to succeed, doing these things. And then alone, I was doing what actors do, you know, sitting at the beach waiting for the phone to ring, or in those days it was a pager that I had. I was like, I'm Dr. Charles, I've got a pager. You know. And so my pager went off, and I'm like, oh, it's my friend. Theme in my life must mean food. I'm literally Pavlov's dog. If you show me food that I enjoy, I salivate. You know, if I think about a meal that I enjoy, I salivate. I was definitely one of these dogs in a past life. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go eat. So I brush the sand off, I go to the phone, I, you know, call him up and say, hey, you know, we're having dinner? No, you should go crash this audition. I'm a professional actor, I would never crash an audition. Where should I go? I get in the car, I go to this audition, I catch the director as he's walking out the door with a Sony Betacam, with a camera behind him. He said, hi, can I audition for this? And I was like, literally, because the bar's next door, it was like this, oh, for crying out loud, you know? But they hadn't found the guy. They had auditioned all over the place. All right, come inside. You're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn named Mario for this group called Nintendo. And it's going to be a real-time animation system, and we have no idea if it's going to work or not. But, you know, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to pay you to drink coffee all day. So you're going to talk to people all day, start talking, make up anything you want. When you run out of things to say, that's your audition. And I'm like, okay, Italian plumber from Brooklyn. Get out of my face, I'm working here. Okay, this would not be fun to do for 8 hours a day. You know, hey, you know, I'm busy here, don't bother. That's just not fun. You know, I did Romeo and Taming the Shrew a few years earlier. Nice Italian guy, mamma mia. I could do something like that, make it younger, and then I'll just make up a I know nothing about video games whatsoever, but I'll make up a voice, I'll just make up things about, oh, I know, food. I'm salivating thinking about pizza now. So I hear action, I go, hello, I'm Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage, I'm gonna get some spaghetti. You put spaghetti and sausage in the pizza. And then I chase you with the pizza. And if I catch you with the pizza, you gotta eat the pizza. I'm expecting the guy says, cut, goodbye. He doesn't say anything. So I'm like, then you're gonna make a pizza. Here's just the pizza. If you catch me with pizza, I'm eating the pizza. And then we're gonna make a lasagna. And I just kept making up things, we're gonna make lasagna, pizza, tortellini, and I ran out of pasta, so I was making it up, Then we're gonna make a nice pasta rototello. It's a great pasta, and you chase me with rototello, I get, and I kept going until I finally heard, stop talking! Cut, there's no more tape, thank you, we'll be in touch. And I thought that was the end, right? That was the beginning of 32 years of absolute joy. So there it is. Thank you very much. The moral of the story is never stop talking. That's the one thing I've lived by. But we do have time for some audience questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I see somebody already waiting.
We have a little timer here, which is really great.
So
Yeah, don't ask me about retirement because I don't know anything about it. Don't ask me about the film because I don't know what's happened in the end of that one.
All right, what's your name?
Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
Hi, Hunter.
Yes. First off, congratulations on the ambassadorship. No,
Thank you.
You are more deserving.
I want one of those sashes, though. It says Ambassador.
And second, since you brought it up earlier, one of the, I recall one of the, sorry.
No, right. I get really nervous in front of people. I trembled like a leaf. You're among family, everybody here is completely, they want you to have whatever time you need, so take your time and ask anything you want.
So, naturally, after that first audition, there was a couple actually licensed games with the character.
Yeah.
Mario's Fundamentals, aka Mario's Game Gallery, and Mario Teaches Typing.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
latter of which is probably one of the more well-known, considering you voice a disembodied Mario head.
Yeah.
Do you just
Teaching typing. Talk about irony.
Yeah. Do you just want to talk about that for a moment?
You know, thank you. That's a beautiful question because, you know, people ask, what's your favorite game? Well, I've been in 165 titles, but my favorite thing ever, I think, was Mario Teaches Typing to begin with, because, you know, I had been doing it live and improvising for a year, and like learning who this character is. And they bring me in, and like one of the, I'm reading it, oh, you know, and then you say, here's the letter D, here's the letter A, you know, and then, you know, then you take these little self-tests. And the character says, you know, you failed, that was a bad job, have to go back to the beginning and start over. And I looked at that and I went, here, can I just redo this a little bit? Because my thing is, I want to make a character. I believe in love, and I believe in, you know, that you can create from joy and positive energy and light and life. You know, I'm never prescribed with that, you know, oh, an actor has to suffer to create. You know, maybe if you're a ballet dancer, yeah. But, you know, I'm in the business of making people smile and laugh, you know. That's why I do what I do. So, you know, I said, can I just play with the wording a little bit? He goes, oh, sure, go ahead, you know. And I said, well, that was great, but I know you can do even better. Let's go again. Yahoo, you know. And I went, aha, that's the character. Love, joy, happiness, respect, not tolerance. I don't tolerate anything. I respect, you know, respecting people of all ages, of all things, of everything. Because the ultimate best human being we can be doesn't know colors or religions or, you know, or differences among people. There's no hierarchy of people. We're all people. The mother's tear in Biafra is the same as my mother's tears, you know, the tears of joy and loss. The blood is the same. We're all the same. So that's what I wanted out of Mario, is to create that character of absolute love of who I want to be one day. I'm a little more Luigi, to tell you the truth, but I run faster than my brother and I jump higher.
Hello, what's your name?
Thank you, that's a lovely question.
My name is Robert Ramirez. I'm a voice actor.
Oh, great.
I do commercials, but since you are a fellow food lover, I want to know, was there any time that you ordered in your voice, and how was that experience? You did it.
One time I was doing an interview, and this guy goes, oh, wouldn't it be great? We have this thing, we're going to go to the drive-thru and you're going to order, you know, food, you know? And I went, okay, you know, and I said, oh, hi, you know, I have a cheeseburger, and I wanted to do that, and I did that, and I could tell the person on the other side was like, oh gosh, and I've never done it again, because I don't want to ever take advantage of the character. And my relationship with the character is sacred. And it's also with people. You know, my niece was 5 years old, and she said to me, you know, the measure of the goodness of somebody isn't the way they treat the people they love. It's the way they treat people that can't do anything for them. And I went, how does such wisdom come? So that's for me my life, is like treating everybody as though I can't gain anything for it. I can't treat you nice so you give me something, but treating everybody with respect, you know? That's who I've never done it again since then, because everything in life to me is a lesson, because life is a spiritual journey. This just happens to be the body we're in right now, in my feeling of it, you know? I also respect atheists and religious people, but my feeling is it's a spiritual journey. So, you know, when I was, my first acting class, there was a guy with a stutter. And I said, you know, as you would do when you're 20 years old, have you always had a stutter? You know? And he goes, no, you know, on my 21st birthday, I went to Las Vegas with all my friends, and we saw this stand-up comedian. We had dinner at a stand-up comedian, and, you know, around dessert time, the lights come on my table. It goes, hey, it's somebody's birthday here. Stand up, kid. Oh, never mind. Sit down, you fat, ugly, pimply kid. Look at that fat kid. You know, and he kept making fun of me. And the more he made fun of me, the more the audience laughed. And he said, I just felt smaller and smaller. I was sweating, I was embarrassed. And, you know, it all laughed, but I woke up in the morning with a stutter and I've had it ever since. So that to me was the greatest teaching moment. Never comedy at someone's expense. So that's why my characters are all joy. You know, even the negative. Thank you. Even Wario, it always comes back on him. He worships this, he thinks he's worshipped because he sits on a gold toilet. You know, it's like in Waluigi, the deception of the lower level of self-pity, which is a horrible energy, is that, you know, everybody's mean to me, even though they're not, but that means I get to be mean to you, you know, because I'm entitled. All these energies that I find very negative, that are really harmful and very much alive in our world today, are the ones that if you play them upside down into the comedy of it, you just hope that it just, you know, floats the chaff up in the air and it little gets blown away. Thank you. That's a great question.
Hello.
Sorry my answers were so long.
No worries, man, you're good.
Hi.
Hello, my name is Adrian, and I just wanted to first say thank you so much for voicing such an iconic character.
Thank you.
You not only shaped my life, but everyone in this room is here for you, and without your voice, you would not be the icon that you are now, and you know, you wouldn't have shaped the video game industry to what it was today, which is an amazing world, but...
That's very kind, thank you.
Yes,
It's a group effort, but I really appreciate that.
So the question that I was curious about is that out of all the characters that you voice, which is Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, who do you think would get along with you the best?
Well, Mario all the way. Luigi's the one I would relate to the most because I'm very fear-based, anxiety-based, trepidatious-based. You know, something bad happens in my life and I know that night I won't sleep at all. You know, but I aspire to be more like Mario. My brother's a little more like Mario. It's like, no matter what, there's no fear, no anxiety, just do it. You know? I'm like, how do you do that, you know? Hi.
Hello. Hi, I'm gonna make this short and sweet, but since you are the voice actor for Waluigi, or have been for the past, 20 or however many years.
Way number of years, yes.
Way number of years. What do you think about the fandom's wish to get Waluigi into Smash Bros?
Well, you know, I'm neither here nor there because to me, I'm an actor. You know, when the phone rings and says, hey, you want to come up and record? I'm like, yippee! I don't care what I'm recording. That's it for me. But I've always felt like Waluigi should have his own game that you have to cheat to win at, you know? It just seems to me, but you never know. The creative teams are always busy. And to put somebody into Smash Brothers is years of, licensing and drawing and changing and setting up and, changing the dynamic, figuring out the power moves and that sort of thing. So, you never know. The next Smash Brother, he might be there. He might have his own game. You never know.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that character.
So we have a little over 10 minutes left, so we're going to try to get through as many as
Okay,
possible.
I'm going to go faster then.
Hi.
Hi.
My name
By the
is
way,
Rose.
everybody's dressing up. Thank you so much. I love cosplay.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, my question is, out of all of the Mario games in the franchise, out of the ones you've played, which one is your favorite?
That's so hard. There are 165. I would say 64, Sunshine. Sunshine might be the one. Odyssey, not Smash Brothers. I can't play Smash Brothers at all. It doesn't matter whether my eyes are closed or open. I spell through the whole game like this. Mario Kart Double Dash. And Super Mario Bros. Wii, and Super Mario 3D World, like those.
Good choices. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm good at sandbox games because when I'm playing a lot of the regular games, I can only find out that the princess is not in this castle. Hello. Hi.
Hi, my name is Sam, and
Hey,
what's
Sam.
your least favorite game?
My least favorite game? Anything with Sonic in it. I'm joking. Yeah, Roger Craig Smith to me is like one of the greatest guys and greatest actors ever. He's just a fabulous guy. I don't have a least favorite, There was one that people said, why don't you redo the voice of that? Was it Hotel Mario or something like that? I've never seen it before, but I guess that would have to qualify.
Roger Craig Smith is in this room right after you. This is going to be super awkward when we get to
Oh, no, really?
Yes.
Awkward.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Edward.
Hi.
I've been playing your game since I was 4, 28 now. And real quick, you briefly mentioned different character traits and personalities of Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi.
Yeah.
What would you classify or describe Bowser as, not only in the games but in real life?
Bowser? I don't know, I didn't analyze that character. He's not mine, so lonely,
Or should I say in relation to Mario?
slightly jealous, angry, and also in love with Princess Peach, which is an amazing thing, actually, if you think about it, for anybody that's an actor, everybody, and for anybody that's a human, everybody feels that their way is the only way, and that they're right and they're good in doing it. Waluigi is justified in being punishing because he feels somehow punished. A lot of religious traits, there's like, in the afterworld I'm going to get this because in this life I have that. And it's a trait that is, I think, very common to humankind. So, ideally we all look at ourselves enough to recognize, oh wow, every time someone says to me, it bothers me when you do this, I get angry and hostile. Why? To go back and look at that and go, oh, I do that because somebody used to humiliate you when I eat, and so, but wait, I'm the one that's in charge of who I am now. I'm now an adult. I get to decide how I react, and I don't like that reaction, so I'm going to change that by being my closest friend and being able to talk to myself to say, hey, it's criticism. Let's see how it works, or whatever it is. So he thinks he's absolutely right and justified, and I think that's heroic, but he's wrong.
Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Cassidy.
Hi, Cassidy.
I'd like to start by recommending for food Torchy's Tacos here in Austin.
Oh. Who's tacos?
Torchies.
Torchies, like set it on fire, Torchy?
Very
Okay.
good, very good.
Torchy taco, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Note to self, Torchy taco, thank you.
For my question, I was wondering which character is the most challenging to voice for long periods of time?
Torchy taco. They're all so easy. The one that is physically the most challenging is Wario, because its throat, like, and everything is constricted with the throat. So I always drink between takes, never cold water, always lukewarm or temperature or hot with lemon and honey in it. And I was in Southern California doing a Wario game for like 4 days, and I pride myself on never having missed a minute of any session ever in my life. And I pride myself on my ability to have more energy than anybody else and to do more takes than anybody's ever done. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to be doing 1 million takes of this. I better drink a lot of water. I drank so much water, I walked out of there and I started feeling like I was catching the flu and I was like sick and I was dizzy. And I went, this has got to be something from drinking too much water. I opened my thing. What happens if you drink too much water? You feel flu-like, sick, and dizzy. I'm like, oh, self-destructo. So, Wario.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we're a little bit less than 5 minutes, so lightning round,
I'm
lightning
sorry,
round.
I'm so sorry.
My name is Max.
Hi.
You and a lot of other actors and voice actors have talked about being in the moment right
Yes.
before you start. What are some ways, tips, and tricks you do to ground yourself in that moment before you head into that performance or whatever you're doing?
That's a great question. I'm there to have fun. That's what I do, is have fun. The more fun I have, the better I am. I also treat myself well. I fly first class. I take a luxury car because I feel like somehow when I feel well treated by myself, I end up doing better. Now, but most importantly for me in a session, it's like I'm in there to have fun. If there's somebody else in the session, I can't wait to laugh and joke and make him laugh and interact with them. If there isn't, then I'm going to have fun with that script. And I'm not going to look in that mirror or in that window at whoever's the producer in there, because you look through that window and they're going like this. You're going, oh my gosh, they hate my work. I'm the worst actor in the world. And what they're doing is like, we've been here for 3 days and I don't want pizza again. But again, it's being your best friend, you know? Because the ego in you will say, oh my God, they hate my work. The adult in you will say, okay, let me keep working on this. Oh, what do I do? You know, okay, what if I try it like this? You know? Because the adult in you is full of love and compassion, you know, for yourself. So that you wouldn't torture yourself. And of course, you might have that moment, are they not liking what I do? Well, that's right, I better try something else. Well, I can ask them, did you want me to try it a different way? You know? It's like being in the moment and willing to dance is how you end up not on the wall, by dancing, you know? Face your fears and just go in. And be as kind to yourself and loving toward yourself as you could possibly be, as you would to your child or to somebody else that you love. You know, it's, oh my gosh, I'm terrible, look at their now in their head. Well, honey, they might be talking about not having spaghetti again. You know, what are you doing that you enjoy? Well, I really like the way I did this in here, but I think I screwed up on these words. Okay, so try those words a couple times. Okay, that's better. Now try it, you know. You'd be talking to that person the way you could be talking to yourself. Yeah, sure. See you in the studio.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Griffin.
Hi.
And my question, out of all of the Mario power-ups, what are some of your favorite?
I love Tanuki shoes. You know, whatever time I see that's like that, I see a little leaf coming down, I'm like, yippee! You know, I love Fireball Mario. I love it when Mario is like in the penguin outfit, you know, and he's like, and except I always want sushi afterwards. I am the worst. I literally can't go to aquariums if I'm hungry. Because I'll be salivating when I see the octopus or the fish. I'm like, oh my God, let's go have sushi. I swear, it's really true.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Great question.
I'm Emmett, and my question is, how does Mario hang out with Bowser on weekends despite him kidnapping his girlfriend every 5 seconds?
You know, Mario's just that kind of guy. In some ways I have this little image in my mind, a mom always says, oh, don't let him sit on the couch again. And then he sits on the couch, and then, oh, no, now I got the golf course on the back of my couch. They just have this relationship,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, see how fast I answer?
Oh, that's it coming. Hi, my name is Worm. First of all, oh my gosh, you're right in front of me.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. First of all, you're an icon. Thank you for literally giving all of us childhoods and a great time.
Thanks.
You're a very kind man, and I was coming here waiting to hear about Mario trivia and stuff, and you just gave a powerful TED talk and stuff, and I was like, damn! I feel so inspired. So thank you.
Thanks.
Do you eat Mexican food?
Do I what? Mexican food? I love Mexican food. I love every food in the world.
Alright, that's the only question I could really think of. Thank you, Mr. Martinet.
Touchy's tacos.
Yes.
Torchy's tacos. Not touchy tacos.
You'll love it.
Thank you.
Get the Republican.
Torchy tacos.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions really quick.
Yay!
Hi, my name is Mason, and besides Mario, Luigi, Wario, and Waluigi, what were other characters you voice acted before?
Well, I've done about 150 other video games. I did what is The Hobbit? The Lord of the Rings series. I did 9 voices in that. PGA golf and things like that. Parthenax in Skyrim. I did. I played myself in Big Trip Runner. Hi, I'm Charles Martinet, and you're not. Just stuff like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the GOAT.
Thank you. I'm the GOAT. That's so cute. Thank you.
Hello.
My name is Natalie, so nice to meet you. And my question was, if you could hang out with Mario and Luigi for a day, what would y'all do together?
It's what I do every day. Hang out and be ridiculous. And be silly and talk to myself. Because those characters are alive in my little heart. I dream as Mario. I've dreamed as Luigi before. Yeah. Particularly flying dreams as Mario. It's like, over the, ooh, what happened? Oh.
I think somebody leaned up against the,
Oh, somebody, I was going to say, did we do something wrong? Make sure you don't bump into anybody. Hi, thank you. That's great. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Hi, my name is Lucky. As you can see, I'm a bit small here.
Hi.
My question is, speaking of Mario Odyssey, which you touched on a bit ago, what's your favorite parts from that game?
Well, you know, I love the costumes, and I particularly love when he's got the, I call it Mr. Snorkely, you know, and the bathing suit and the flippers running around. I think that's a trip for me. I love that. And I love actually throwing the hat onto the tree. I don't know why. But throwing the hat on the tree is like, I'm a tree. I don't know why that does. What about you? What's your favorite part?
Definitely the costumes.
Yeah.
And that one part with the chase.
Oh, yes.
That escape part.
Yeah. Did you finish the game?
Yeah, I finished it on Switch.
Did you how many moons did you get on the moon?
I think.
Amazing. Congratulations. You did something I'll never accomplish. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Last question. How you doing?
Hi.
Yay.
My name is Gay.
Hi.
What has been your favorite experience while being a main character?
My favorite experience?
Voicing? Like, yeah, your favorite experience voicing a character.
You know, every time I'm doing it, it's been so much fun. Being in the studio, working with people that I love, having a great time. It's like creativity and joy. To me, any time in the studio is like a blessing in life because you're just focusing on what you're doing. I love, you know, when you make a movie, I've never done any of those, but it's like there's different layers of concentration until you get into that epicenter where the camera and the videographer, the director, the lighting person, everything is focused on these stars that are about to do it, and then you have this moment of complete explosion. That's what a session is like to me, and that's the joy is in the process of doing. So learn as much as you can in life. Watch as many cartoons as you can, as many movies and film and YouTube videos as you can, and then let it all go and be like the dog chasing the ball on the beach. Have fun. And thank you so much for playing my game.
And that is our time. Please give it up for Mr. Charles Martinet. Before we go, you guys can gather outside in front of the stage, near the stage, not on the stage. We're going to take a stage selfie. Yep.
Oh, there's a man with a big bubble. How are we going to do it? All right, you can stay. Not one of those things I do, but there you go. Ready? Yep, I'm going to have you.
All right, on the count of 3, everybody say Mario.
Awesome, will you do another one?
How about a Yahoo!
Thank you. Awesome. Please, one more time, put your hands together for Mr. Charles Martinet.
Thank you, guys. Oh, by the way, I'll be back at my table for doing autographs and photographs and stuff like that. So that's just somewhere over there.